Welcome to the Master Your Breath podcast. My name is Tom Richter, and today I want to shortly share a couple of aspects for you to consider when deciding to sign up for a breathwork program. The reason is there's many programs out there now. A lot of people are considering improving their breathing in some shape or form, and for someone that has never done anything with breathing, it's very hard to know what to look for, what things to consider. And I want to share with you today 5 different aspects. And if you think of these 5 things before signing up, and make sure that the program that you do sign up for covers those 5 aspects in the way that is right for you, then you will have made a great choice. So let's start with number 1. Don't just look for techniques that are taught, but breathing mechanics that are also taught. What are techniques? Well, those are usually the things that we hear about. Box breathing, hyperventilation training, pranayama techniques such as alternate nostril breathing or ujjayi pranayama. Those are things that you might have heard, and they are all techniques. And then there's breathing mechanics. Breathing mechanics are things like, are you breathing through your nose or through your mouth? Are you breathing diaphragmatically or high up in the chest? Now, we have a certain pattern of breathing based on our previous life, the life that we have lived until this very moment. And when I now go with a faulty breathing mechanic, and faulty means not efficient, the breathing mechanic always follows what you have asked your body to do until now. And so the breathing mechanic is never bad as such. It just means your body has been forced through lifestyle, through alignment, through ways of coping with stress into a certain way of breathing. And now you bring those breathing mechanics into your first breathing class, and now they just teach you the technique. Okay, let's do alternate nostril breathing. Inhale through your left nostril, exhale through your right nostril. Inhale through your right nostril, exhale through your left. If you come with a habit of breathing in high up in your chest, you will do alternate nostril breathing now, breathing high up in your chest. If you have a diaphragm that is not freely moving, if you hold a lot of tension in your abdominal area, and you cannot therefore breathe calmly diaphragmatically, you will have that same problem with the technique. And again, it doesn't matter which technique. And therefore, just teaching technique is not sufficient. You have to first fix the mechanics. And in fact, I usually say fixing your mechanics or improving your mechanics, because you're not broken. Improving your mechanics means you're already getting 80% of what nice breathing can do for you. And then if you add such a thing as alternate nostril breathing, where you now breathe in and out through different nostrils, that will give you maybe another couple of percentage points in improving your breathing or having that a particular effect. But if you don't fix the mechanics and only do the technique, you will get very little benefit. There's always a benefit of just focusing on your breathing, being a little aware of your breathing. But improving your mechanics and plus the technique, then you have an amazing result. The second thing, make sure there's a clear idea whether you're learning something that is a regular practice or a deep dive experience. So let's say you go to a weekend workshop and it's like an immersion into a certain spiritual breathing practice. Maybe it involves a lot of hyperventilation, maybe it involves even music and ecstatic experiences in some way, shape, or form. This hyperventilation practice, including meditation, etc., is not going to be something that you will be doing every morning as a regular practice. First, because you don't have the time. Second, because the setting and the group of people and the fact that you take the whole day to immerse yourself in that workshop. Maybe it's a certain setting, some place, somewhere that cultivates that experience. It's just not something you can bring into your everyday life. These experiences are great, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a one-time experience. And with a retreat, it's a similar thing. You can do a lot of things. You can let go of a lot of trauma and a lot of emotions and upgrade your mind in a way through retreats, through weekend workshops, etc. You can essentially lift your practice or lift your mindset, lift your whole experience onto a new level. And now you go back into your normal life and you integrate that experience. But in your life, you still want to have a disciplined, regular practice where you slowly compound the benefits of a daily 5-minute practice, 10-minute practice, 15-minute practice, whatever it might be for you, whatever you can commit to. But both of those things are ideally part of our lives, the deep dive experiences and the regular practice. But when I do a deep dive experience using my breath, let's say, that's not the practice I have every day. And my regular practice that I do every day for 15, 20 minutes, my breathing practice, is not something that I want to do 3 times that on a weekend or in a workshop. No, this is my regular practice, and doing it 5 times, one after the other, doesn't help. But doing it every day for those 15 minutes makes a huge difference over 1 month, over 6 months, over 1 year, over 10 years. So be aware what you look for, what you're looking for at this moment, and what you want to be taught. If you want this deep dive experience, sign up for one. Because you will be unhappy if all you're learning are those regular practices and now you actually have to put them or implement them in your daily life. But also, if you sign up because you want to learn a practice that you can do every day, and then you just have this extreme, to some degree, extreme experience of hyperventilation, and now you think this should be your daily practice, this is also not going to work out well. So separate those two things. And of course, there could be programs that teach you both. Just be sure that you know what is regular practice and what is the one-time experience that you can maybe repeat every year or so, but not as a daily thing. Third aspect, make sure that the program allows you to commit yourself and allows you the time to integrate all the things that you learn. I try to do this in my Master Your Breath program by saying, okay, it's a 10-week program, which is just long enough so you can commit to it, or just short enough so you can commit to it, but long enough so you actually build the daily habits and the daily practice. Because my Master Your Breath program teaches you to improve your breathing patterns. It makes those into habits by really applying those principles of good breathing into every activity of the day. And you learn how to release tension in the body, how to have that daily practice through exercises that you ideally do every day of the week, of the month, of the year. And do I want to offer a 12-month program just to be sure that you are really doing a 12 months? No, because if you have to sign up for 12 months, that's too much. That's why my program has that exact length that it has. Because yes, I can commit to 10 weeks immersing myself into the breathing because I know why I'm doing it. And then after that comes a time of integration where I can still have access to the teacher, in my case, myself. I still answer the questions. People still can say, oh, this practice that you gave me, this particular practice for my daily breathing exercises, somehow this doesn't work anymore. what should I change? And then, you will get that support. So it's a short time of 10 weeks where you are fully committed and you learn all the new things. And then there's an integration period after. Of course, integration already happens within those 10 weeks, of course. But then afterwards, it's like, okay, now I know what to do. I have learned all the things. Now it's time to integrate it into my life. And then afterwards, I can still do the next level. I can still ask questions. So both aspects are there. And you can ask yourself, is a 1-day workshop going to give me the commitment to keep doing it on the days after that workshop? Is a once a week class going to give me the commitment to actually do it then also on the days where I don't go to the class? And is that even needed? In my case, what I teach, ideally you do on a daily basis, or at least 5 times a week. But other people might teach other things. But with breathing, you want to get an impulse and then apply it for a couple of days. Get another impulse, apply it. And for that, you need to, or what works best from my perspective, from my experience, is that you sign up for a program that goes more than just a week. So you get a couple of those impulses, you get a couple of those habitual changes and really commit to putting them into action so that after those 10 weeks, it is a new habit. It's a new pattern of living with a new breath and with all the benefits that come with it. Okay, so that's that. So now we have new, better breathing mechanics, not just technique. We have commitment and integration. We have the differentiation between regular practice and deep life experiences. Then, fourth one, make sure you get the support based on your real needs. Because as with all the things that improve our life, but also require a certain amount of change, it's easy to escape. So, for example, if you are like most of us and you sign up for a do-it-yourself program, that might give you all the information, but then it's all on you to put it into action, to go, maybe sign in, or use an app, or sign in to your online academy, and then watch the videos and do the practices with the videos, and then do it in your daily life. For most people, this does not fully work, because the moment they feel some discomfort, the moment they feel, today I don't feel like it, or that video I didn't fully understand, and after a week or so, even if you're super excited and committed at the beginning, you are kind of letting go of it. And then, oh yeah, I didn't log into my course for 2 months now. Now I should. And then it's another month, and oh yeah, well, I forgot about it. Now it's gone. I don't feel like it anymore. So that's why, again, in my experience, it helps to have an online course, but that is live. In my course, people get the online modules. They can watch videos as a follow-up of the live sessions, as a preparation for the live sessions, and they have practice videos, so they can have a short guided practice by themselves whenever they want to. But there is this live aspect where twice a week they have a Zoom session. They can also ask their questions. They get asked to give feedback or say what has happened in the last week. Did they do the practice? What are the things that came out of this? What are the insecurities? If they didn't do it, hey, let's start now. It's still time, just do that little thing. And so they get really the support. They are caught when they fall in a way, metaphorically, right? When they feel discomfort, when they feel like they're just frustrated with the practice, or frustrated with the idea of practicing, or like there's always behind that another reason. So why don't you have 5 minutes in the morning to do a certain breathing practice? Well, because of my kids. Well, actually, it's because I don't feel like it in the morning. I'm just lazy, blah, blah, blah. like all the escape mechanisms come out. And then if there's a teacher in the community, then it's much easier to actually find the time and actually overcome your own challenges, overcome your own mental barriers or emotional barriers. But also then, if we are starting to breathe calmer and in a more regular way, all of a sudden, maybe certain emotions come up. And then again, it's nice to see other people have that same challenge. There's a teacher that says, okay, hey, I can hold that space for you. You can express that emotion. In fact, let's all work on those emotions that come up because, for example, in my program, I know those things come up, and therefore I provide techniques how to deal with those things that come up throughout the practice. And so a life course allows much more to deal with those things. And for most of us, we need that direct support. But for you, based on the question of this podcast episode, you just have to keep in mind how much do you really need. And with really needing, I mean, don't just think I would choose the cheapest option because I know I can do it by myself, but can you really, in the sense of, are you gonna kind of cheat yourself of a lot of the benefits because you can have an easy escape because it's all you, it's all do it yourself, and there's no external source that can kind of point towards your blind spots and make you aware that you're actually not doing it. And then the last thing, which of course goes along with all the things that we have already said, what is your actual focus for doing the breathwork program? Do you have a physical challenge? Do you have a mental challenge? Do you have an emotional challenge? And are you looking for a program that actually allows you to address really that? And a teacher that can really work with that specific goal that you are having? Because if you have a teacher who is very much focused on technique, but your main issue, main challenge is to overcome certain emotional challenges, you want to make sure that the teacher knows what those techniques that he or she is teaching are actually doing in regards to that. What is your problem? So being aware of why do you want to do it and making sure that the teacher actually knows how to connect the breathing to your challenge. Now, there's another aspect which kind of goes along with the previously mentioned aspects, but we can also call it number 6. And this is, does the course have a clear way of assessing your progress? In my courses, for example, at the beginning, people assess themselves by going through a questionnaire. And then throughout the weeks, they assess themselves each week. And then at the end, there's a final assessment. Now, the assessment is about your state of health and the state of your breathing. At the beginning and at the end, you will get 2 different scores, and that will show you where you improved and how much you improved. Now, this is a subjective assessment, but the good thing about it is it gives you a clear idea where you improved and how much you improved. And this can give you really a nice feeling of satisfaction. But the assessment is also important throughout the course, because each week in my course, people score their breathing in different situations in their daily life when they are working on improving their breathing patterns. And if you score your breathing, how well am I breathing while I'm doing housework, while I'm at work, while I'm doing desk work, while I'm communicating, while I'm driving the car, etc. If I have a very low score in one of those areas, after 1 week, I can give extra attention to that particular area in the next week, in the coming week. And so I'm much more likely to improve in that area in the next week. And then I score myself again. I assess myself again. And now another area might show up as the one that I really want to pay attention to. And the attention is what really makes us improve and bring awareness into a certain area of our life. So assessment is for me something that is really making you be very aware of the difference the course made in your life and supports you throughout the course to really make the most progress that you can make. Those were the 5+1 things that I wanted to share with you today. I wish you, of course, the best decision that you can make in terms of signing up for the best breathing course for yourself to address your challenges that you are experiencing right now. If you want more support with that, or if you want to even talk to me personally, so we can together define your next steps on your breathing journey to overcome your challenges, then just go to my website, tomrichter.yoga, and under Learn to Master Your Breath, you can sign up for a short call with me. The other option is go to Empower Yourself Through Breathwork on Facebook. This is a group, and you can there also comment, ask questions, get guided breathing practices. And yeah, I'm offering all kinds of things there based on what the people are needing at a certain moment. You can call it the next more in-depth step after listening to just the podcast. And if you want to include breathing and various aspects of using the breath to improve a condition in your own programs as a coach, as a yoga teacher, as a trainer, then there's a couple of events coming up very soon. I will share the details in the next couple of weeks, but you can look forward to really getting an in-depth, step-by-step process that I will be sharing with you how you can use breathing in your own offerings, in your services, in your programs.